Simpson. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful, Ms. Kay. Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy that you took the time to reach out and that you read Rated S for Superwoman and that you are actually being ambitious to go out and start your own company. And something that Rated S stands for, we always want to inspire females to know that they are worth so much more and that the ambition that they have is always great when they can inspire other people and motivate and have this drive to excel from the pack and be the woman of power, be the woman who's a superwoman and they can handle everything. And to me, you have those traits because you are going out, you have your MBA, you are a mother, you are a fiancé, so you're basically showing people that you don't have to be in a box to create this world for yourself. You're taking a risk by going out. So what was your motivation to start your own business?
Well, my number one motivation would be I feel like it was a calling from God to go into the marketplace and start my own accounting consulting business. And then also with that, I've always had a great passion for helping small businesses grow. And my whole thing is I want to not let these small businesses that do like start up or are already in existence that did not pass the 5 years, that they won't fall into the 41% to fail in the first 5 years. And I also want to help non-for-profits and church organizations as well.
Well, that is great. So can you tell me, like, you're basing your company on faith. Is that the motivation for the name of your business?
Yes. The motivation for the name of my business, Faith, is pretty much my faith in God. And that now that I am taking this whole other direction in my life by starting my own business full-time, I'm taking the faith and I'm following Him and I'm eating the mystery, as you can say, and just going full course with this instead of doing it halfway or what everybody expects me to do by working full-time and working on my business full-time. So, yes, I'm doing it all by faith.
Well, that is great. Like, it takes a lot for someone to just step out on their own and have that drive to say, name your company off this something that you believe in. Like, you're basing your company on your own personal belief, and that is inspiring to know that, because there's not a lot of Christian companies, and the fact that you're a Christian female company, you're saying, I have faith that this is going to make it, and I'm aspiring to do great. So what will set your company apart from your competitors, from other people that do what you're doing, but not based on faith, but just in the industry of, finance and accounting? What will set you apart?
I think I'll be providing my clients what they can get from everyone else, and more. I will provide them the services that they need from a financial standpoint and using everything I learned in business school at Howard University and what I learned in my graduate studies and also with my 8 years experience in the accounting industry. And my passion for what I do, and plus, as a woman of God, my Lord's hands will be on all my clients and all the projects I work on personally.
Well, that is great. It's great to hear that you're doing this literally as a Christian woman. You're not trying to connive people or saying you're doing it the typical finance way, like backstab people and get it to the top. You're doing this based on honesty, and you want people to understand that you're not going to, be shady. You're going to be honest with them up front with them and say that my company is different because I'm not going to do anything backstab, which is actually inspiring to hear. So what is your ambition? What is your ambition for your company?
Well, like as you know, my ambition comes from two things. One, I am a Christian, and this whole business is based on my Christian faith and belief. So my love for God, and that I also want to be obedient to what He wants me to do, or what He has called me or anointed me to do. So this is something He called me to do, and I have to just do it. And also, I really want to help small companies grow. Like, that's really what I want to see succeed is small businesses, and then to help the economy and for more jobs to be available.
Well, I really, since, being since I am a co-founder of a small company, because we are starting out south, I really just like the fact that you are stating that, and you're telling your core people who's going to come to you that you are striving to help small business. You're not going to turn them away or say you're not qualified, and you're doing it with the ambition of God. And for that is truly a calling, because sometimes people say you have to go by faith to listen to what you want without having the naysayers in your head. So how do you feel you will overcome your struggles with that? Because being a Christian and having a company of faith, you're going to hit a lot of hurdles. So how do you think you will overcome that without walking away from your faith or, getting, losing sight of what made you start this new journey?
Well, since I am a business student and I already know the struggles that comes with the first year and the second years and all those obstacles that come, I know it's going to be tough, and I will not give up. I'm just going to keep my focus on building up my business and keep my eye on God. Like, that's the only thing I can do. And I can also pray and do all the things I have learned in my growing up as a Christian, what I've learned what to do, what my grandmother has always told me to do, and that's just pray.
Yeah, praying is, I think, is key in knowing what to pray for. So that's great that you're saying, we all know the first year of a company is always the hardest, and you really understand that being in the business world that you have to get past it. But it's great to know that you're not going to just walk away or get frustrated, because you will pray, and you do remember your foundation growing up with your family, your grandmother, and, at the end of the day, you have this building block and this drive to understand your company. Like, it's going to be struggles. That any company has struggles, but you're not going to give up. So I know you told me before, what was your first response when you told people that you're quitting your job and you're doing this, like, you're doing this full time? Like, that's never a good response. Like, I know people might look at you weird. So how did you feel when you, told people, especially your family or your friends?
Well, it was very surprising at first. What I believe, I walked in and everybody's going to be like, you're crazy, don't do it. And I received a lot of positive response. My fiancé was extremely supportive. It was go for it. I'm here to support you 100%. My family was supportive, thinking of names of businesses for me the first 30 minutes I spoke about it. Some said finally, and then my church family's response was, are you sure? Did God tell you to do this? And I'm like, yeah, he did. He told me to go for it.
And, well, you said that was a positive. So did you get the reaction that you think you was going to get, or did you feel in the back of your head you might have people looking at you like, are you sure?
I had a lot of afterwards, people would start thinking, even myself, I'll think about it too, is this really what I'm going to do? Am I really going to do this? A lot of people are like, are you sure you just don't want to work full time and then work on your business and grow your business and whatever? And my response to everybody is, how am I supposed to give somebody 160 hours a month and help their business strive, and then I'm giving my business probably less than 40 hours a month to strive? Because it's you have to remember, I have a kid. It's just you're having a kid and you're taking care of somebody else's kid 160 hours out the month, and then you come home and take care of your kids 2 hours a day. It's not right. Your baby's not going to grow. You're not going to be able to raise your baby. So I see this job, this business, as my own child that I'm going to grow and cultivate.
Okay. And why now? Being a young woman, being 27 years old, to me, being a woman, you get this whole negativity. When females start companies, they get all of this reaction, you should be worried about your family, you should be doing this. And you being 27, how do you feel going into the industry now, knowing that you're starting your company at this age? How does that make you feel? Because I'm also in the same late 20s, being 28 and going around starting this woman's blog. It's always that, you get that back of your head, am I doing it too late, or am I too young, or am I going to really make an influence? Are people going to really respect me because I'm still in my 20s and, my late 20s? How do you think that makes you feel at 27 accomplishing these stuff now?
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I talked about how old I am. Okay, 27. Well, I really feel like it's the perfect time for me to do it. One, I feel like we're still in our 20s. We're still young. This is the best time to, if you I'm never going to say this is a mistake. I know this is perfect, but this is the best time. I have over 8 years of experience in accounting, so it's like I'm coming in like a baby and I know nothing about it. So I have the wisdom and experience to give to my clients at this age. And then also, since I am at this age, I feel like that gives me enough time for my company to grow and be here for almost at least 50 years, and I can still be there and enjoy the growth of my company and see the growth of my company, see that I was able to hire over maybe 100 people, up until maybe 2,000 people throughout my lifetime through my company, or even help other companies grow so much that they were able to hire so many people. Like, my whole thing is to have economy growth and to help people have employment. Especially at our age, we came out at a time when there wasn't a lot of employment, and everybody, it's still now, but we see there's a lot of hardship to get a job now, and I want to be able to be multiple jobs, and there's more jobs than qualified people. That's where I want to go back to.
Yeah. That is, and I totally agree with you. At this age, being in the late 20s, and even though 30s coming, like, this is an opportunity for us to even go out there and try to do something before, like, it's never too late. But I'm telling you, knowing that you know what you want at your age, I feel like it's always that inspiring. Like, you let younger females know, like, you can aspire for this. It doesn't really matter what you're doing. I'm still in my 20s, and this is what I know. I want to have my own company, and I know I want to do this. So it's actually a great building block for even younger people. Even if you were to go in to talk to younger people and tell them, I'm doing this, I'm 27, I'm accomplishing this, and it's not going to happen overnight. There's no such thing as like a success story where you snap your fingers and you have this, Fortune, 500 company, but you're like, at that age, and now if you like 10 years old, like, I'm 30, look where I am. Like I literally, I look back and I see this, and now I'm here.
Yes.
If you could look at one influential woman for inspiration, who would it be, and why?
If I had to look at one influential woman, it would have to be actually my grandmother that just passed, Norma Maria Shirley Scott Roper. And I'm inspired by her story. I'm inspired that she came from Panama. She had her first kid at 15, and then over the years, she had so many health issues, and she was always strong. Like, I never ever seen my grandmother cry. And even when I sat by her deathbed, she was still not crying. She was strong. She was still being demanding, telling her kids how they're going to act when she leaves here, how we're going to act when she leaves here, and still trying to be that matriarch of a family of 37 children, 37 of her her grandchildren, her children and their spouses, and still being so headstrong. And even though she was facing like the ultimate thing we all are going to face in our life, death, she was still proud and happy and was still in her face. Like, her face was still there and never went away. Like, she never said, "Why God, why me?" It was, "God, I'm ready to meet you." And that's what I'm inspired about. I'm inspired that her faith is so strong that she doesn't care what she was going through, what her struggle was. She just wanted to be great. I want her kids to be well off, and continue what she taught them about God and how to treat your families, how to be successful. And like I said, she doesn't even have a high school education, and she was able to produce so many kids that have more than one degree, produce grandkids that have more than one degree. And it's just, that's what I'm inspired by. Like, I want to inspire people to be that way, even if it's not my own kids or my own grandbabies. I want my employees, whoever that, if I have a whole a Fortune 500 company, I want to be able to be the grandma or the mother or the matriarch to that company and make sure that every last person up into the housekeeper is successful.
Well, that is, like, hearing that, it's inspiring to hear how your grandmother, like, went through everything, even on her deathbed, never lost faith, and she kept her place in her head, and knowing that she had this legacy to leave behind, and knowing that she has a family who she knows in the right place, she wasn't, like, it sounded like she wasn't scared of it. She's accepting of it because she's she's a faithful woman. She lived by faith. So in her mind, she probably, and that is wonderful to have an influential woman like that who inspires you to do that for other people and have that legacy for them and have that inspiration to inspire them for one day you could start from this and still have a legacy and still have people who love you and cherish you, and that is just a wonderful thing to hear. So from going from that, like I'm going totally left field, but what do you want to start your company?
The first thing I have done to start my company, I created my business with the guidance of my God, and He's been helping me plan. I've been doing by praying and reading His Word, and and I've also been setting up my contacts to reach my potential clients. I've set up my website. I've even reached out to you so I can just pretty much be inspiration. I want to be inspiration. I just don't want to. It's not about the dollar signs. It's about a lifestyle that I want to have. I want to have a lifestyle, and that's pretty much what I have been doing. Like, this pretty much really has been all faith. Like, I've said, like, I'm coming out, I'm quitting my job. That's the number one thing. I had to quit a job just to do this. And starting anew. Like, I feel like I'm starting brand new. Like, for coming straight out of college again. Like, okay, now what?
Yeah.
But I know I know if I have a plan. It's not like I'm going out there just like, okay, God wants me to have my business mind on too. So that's the best part about it, that I have God and all the education that I receive behind me so I can excel.
Well, yeah, because it's always, starting a company, you have your focus. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you're very focused, you're very driven. You know exactly why you had to take that leap of faith and quit your job that you have now that, is financially securing you, but you're like, you know what, this is what I want to do. And you're taking the proper steps to get there. I know you say you have your clients, but who are your prospective clients? Like, are you just gearing towards just small companies, females, or is just general, like, you're not, like, basing off you just want to help out just small companies? Like, who is, precisely your prospective client?
Well, it's really majority small businesses, and those are from the startups to even existing small businesses. And I also want to focus. I don't want to just pigeonhole myself and put myself in dead end, but I really do want to help a lot of minority small businesses, because I feel like a lot of small businesses, minority businesses, don't know about all the tools that they have out there or the people that they have out there to help them. So I want to be able to be either the middleman person that can get them the resources, get them to know who they need to talk to, where they need to go, what tools and resources they have for them, and I also want to help non-for-profits. I want to help a lot of church organizations. In fact, I want to help a lot of Christian businesses that are out there that just they have the drive, they have the motivation, but just don't have they don't have what I can offer them to take them to that next level. Because I really feel like that needs to be a lot more Christian businesses out there. Instead of the 17 that's out there right now, there should be a lot more, especially since it's His world.
That is so true. Like, it is, to me, hearing that you really want to inspire, and not only small business, but non-profit businesses, and also Christian-based companies, because being, having faith, sometimes you lose that, because you're like, oh, I don't have anyone backing me up, or I don't know who to trust, and the fact that you want to help minorities get the rough end when they go to, like, banks or anyone for financial help. So it's really significant that you are gearing yourself towards those, group of people at the end of the day. Like, you're not eliminating them, you're not trying to make it impossible, but you're trying to put yourself out there like, you're going to be my clients, and I'm going to show you the aspects of your life, and I'm going to help you, and I'm going to make you be fortunate that you choose to come to me and be, let me represent you. So
yes, exactly.
Yes. How would you like people to remember you and your company?
I would like you to remember myself and my company for the great work ethics, great customer service, with outstanding numbers with clients that are all successful and still growing. even to the day I hand over my company to Shorney or whatever. But I wanted to make sure that that's what people remember my company for.
Okay. And I know you mentioned earlier, Fortune 500 companies. What is your long-term goals? Like, do you want to become a Fortune 500 company? Do you want to have, like, trustees? Or do you really want to be, your company be where you're still the head and not, like, have outside influence? Like, where do you see yourself growing as a company for your long-term?
Well, I want to see my company to be, I want to build my company to be nationwide. I don't want it to just be local. I want it to grow. I want it to be even probably international. I want to, right now, I don't know how many people, but I really want to be able to employ over 1,000 people. And I want to be able to decrease the rate of successful small businesses from successful small businesses failing from 41 to almost 20%. Like, that's my main thing. I don't want that percentage to be that high, since small businesses make up 91% of the companies in the United States.
Okay. Well, it's good that you're not trying to have like over 1,000 employees and benefit the small businesses, because that is essential. Like, sometimes small businesses fail because they don't have the right backing, or they don't have the right financial advice, or they just don't know what to do. Like, it's great to have a company, but sometimes you really don't know where to start, where to go. And the fact that you want your company to help out and really have like 1,000 employees and doing all these stuff for them, for your clients and for potential small businesses, is actually wonderful to hear, and it's a great benefit, because some people don't see that. When they see long term, they're like, oh, they forget about the small companies and just go to major corporate companies and like, oh, well, you start off with small companies, but now your site is not about them because you have your money and you want to represent people who make you have more money. It's actually rewarding that you're not thinking about the money. You really want to help people achieve their goals.
Yes.
So can you tell me about your professional experience? Because I know you said you've been doing it for 8 years, but what is your background, per se?
Okay, like I said, I have been working 8 years in accounting. I worked 4 years in Uniondale School District as an accounting intern. And then from there, I worked 3 years at Teachers College Press, which is a publishing company for Columbia University. And then I've been working 1 year at Continental Home Loans Mortgage Bank, and I'm currently the CFO of ACS Electrical Corp. And let's not forget my education. I have a Bachelor of Business Administration in Accounting from Howard University, and I also have my Master's degree in Finance, graduated with honors from Malloy College.
Well, that's wonderful to hear that you have a bachelor. You're not just coming out of the water with no experience. You actually have experience, and you do have your MBA in finance, which is a key factor, because you're not just saying, I'm doing this without any backing. You actually have the schooling, you have the work experience to actually help your employees. So what do you enjoy most about what you do?
I really love the challenge. I love that the way I'm trying to approach things is never going to be like a cookie cutter. It's going to be different, because I feel like every client is going to be different. They're going to have a different situation or issue that I want to be like to fix. Like, I want to be the fixer. I want to be able to help my clients with whatever they need. If they don't even know, because some of my clients might not even know they need my services, I want to be able to do that. And that's what I really love. Like, I'm the type of person like, no, but you need me. And I love working with numbers, and I really love helping people. Like, that's a major thing. Like, helping people is the number one thing. Like, it's been that way since I was in high school, probably in middle school. I've always loved to help.
Oh, well, that is true. I've known you for a while, so I could vouch for that you do love to help people. What do you feel is your greatest achievement just like so far in your life? Like, what do you consider something that is, if anyone's asked, this is like my greatest achievement so far in my life?
Well, one, my greatest achievement, can I do more than one?
Yeah, you could.
I mean, there is a greatest. I'm going to do on a personal level. My greatest achievement will have to be my son. raising him for the past 5 years. One, I had my son when I was in college, so like being able to even pass classes when I'm sitting there thinking about food is a great achievement. And raising him, he's going to be 5. He starts kindergarten. Raising him up until that point where it's like amazing, and he's like so smart, and he's so like he's not a normal 5-year-old. I don't know. I don't know what I did, but I don't know if he was studying with me my master's or whatever. He can tell you how to do your own business if you wanted to. And then my next achievement is the decision I made to quit my job to start Faith. Like that's really big right there. Like it's just I feel like I'm walking against the grain, but I'm walking with faith. So most of the time when you're walking with faith, you're always walking against what the world thinks you should be doing as a mom, as a person with student loans, because we pretty much all have it, and that we should be pigeonholed to stay in a business, when stay in a company or work for somebody, when we're like, well, I have to because I have bills to pay. And this is a big achievement, because I'm like, forget the bills, let's focus on starting this business, because there's people out there that need to know what I know. Yeah. And to get on to the right path. Like, I want to be working with everybody, and everybody I work with, as myself, will be eventually millionaires. Like, that's what I see.
Okay. So since that, you have 2 great achievements. One being you being a mother, and you finished college. You're like, I've done it. Like, I went through this, and I'm still strong. My son is your son is your inspiration, and quitting your job is another great achievement for you. What would you describe your 3 adjectives for your strengths? Since you already have these 2 great achievements so far in your life, what would be your 3 adjectives to describe your strengths as a person?
Well, self-starter. That's like cliche. I'm motivated and organized.
Okay. Why would those 3 be? Like, why would you say that is those 3 for you?
I say that I'm a self-starter because I don't need to have, like, I never ever need to have, like, a blueprint in front of me just to go start something. If I see there's a problem with something, or there's a need for something, I'm going to go do it. Even though I might exactly know how to do it, I'll figure it out. I'll do my research, and I'll do it. If it has to get done, it's going to get done. And I feel like that's what self-starter does. And that's my biggest strength, that I don't really need to have that blueprint, or I don't need to have somebody say, come on, guys, let's do that. I felt like I was the follower at anything I'd done. I was always like the leader. And that's from both of my grandparents, both sides of my family. I feel like that's what we all have, and that's what we, as immigrants of the United States, a family of immigrants of the United States, you have to be a self-starter. You want to come in this country, you have to self-start. And I say motivated because I'm motivated about I can get motivated easily, and it doesn't take dollar signs to motivate me. It takes ambitions and seeing success and seeing dreams being fulfilled to get me motivated. And organized, it's pretty much what an accountant is taught to do in school or whatever. So that's why I chose organized as a strength.
Okay. So when are you planning to launch your company? Or is it, when you launch your company, is it your website as well? Like, when do you plan to launch your company and your website?
My plan is to launch August 1st, 2014 of this year. That will give me enough time to pretty much be open and ready for my clients, and ready to receive my potential clients, and ready to give advice on my website. On my website, I'm going to have blogs. I'm going to have a case study, so much information. I'm going to have constant contact with whoever wants to speak to me. They can talk to me through my website. So August 1st, 2014, whenever you want.
Do you have your website name already, or do you just have, well, we know it's Fate, but do you have, like, the website? What is it going to be, like www, or, is it going to be Fate?
Right now it's under construction, like crazy right now, but it's www.fateacs.com. Okay.
Well, that's great. August is coming around the corner, and it's wonderful that you have your launch date for your company, and that it's going to, you're giving yourself this opportunity to put yourself out there, because I feel like sometimes companies, they do everything last minute, or they wait to the day before to say this is what's going to happen. And it's actually great that you're giving yourself a month to get all the little final details, because when you have a company, you're going to always make changes and fix things. But it's great to have a head start to have like your website, your company, if you're going to have a logo, a phone number, like a site name. It's always great to have the things prior to when you launch your company and waiting. And it's wonderful that you're already in the motions to get everything in stone before August 1st, 2014. So besides your business aspect, who is Coreen A Simpson? Like, who are you? Like, I don't know you from everyone else, so if I was just coming up to you, what can I say you are? Like, who can I say Coreen A Simpson is as a person?
If you come to meet me, like, I'm a very nice person. I try to be very, always, approachable. And that's probably because I'm a family person. I love my family. Like, my family is always number one in my eyes. Like, if you meet me, I'll probably be talking about Shawnee, or I'll talk about my fiancé, or I'll be talking about my brother. So with that said, like, I am a mother first, and I'm a woman of God. Well, woman of God, number one, a mother, a fiancé, a daughter to Casilda and Conway Simpson, and the older sister to Camille and Conway Simpson Jr. And that's really who I feel like I am. Like, my family's who I am.
Okay. And you're saying you're big on faith now. So what does it mean to walk by faith, in your opinion, since you're saying you're a family person, you're you're a woman of God, and you're big on all this. So, and your company is named Faith. So what does it mean to you, since this is a representation of who you are, to walk in faith, to walk by faith?
What does it mean to me to walk by faith? I think what it means to me to walk by faith is to just leave all your problems at Jesus' foot. Like, he wants you to take your problems, take whatever you have, even if it's something that you want. He wants you to just leave it at his feet and let him do it, let God do it. Like Romans 8:28 says, and we know that all things work together for the good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose. So that's what I feel like walking in faith is. Like, Romans 8:28 sums it up right there.
Well, that's wonderful. It's so great to talk to you and hear about your company and what motivates you, and why did your name come to being, your ambition, and the fact that your grandma is influential for you, and the fact that you took a big step by quitting a job. Like, it takes a lot. Being someone who did it, it takes a lot to just say, I'm doing this. I don't really care about the naysayers or people who might say, well, you should do this. It takes a lot to say, you know what, I prayed about it, I reflected on it, and this is a decision I am going to make. And to hear that you want to help out small businesses and be a financial and you are a woman. And to me, a woman, we have so much on our plate. Especially if you are a mother and you are about to be married and you're walking by faith, like, you're building this building block for yourself. And by doing that and then taking that and, like, you know what, this is what I want to do. I want to have my own company. I want to make a difference. I want to help not only myself but minority people. I'm not doing this to become wealthy. It is actually inspirational. It's actually something that's worth hearing. And I pray and I know you will have a successful company by walking by faith and by having Jesus as your center and, not having the worldly values of naysayers or people who wants to, not wish good for you, and always have that, faith in yourself and faith in God to know he's going to lead you. You're going to have the struggles. Everyone has struggles, but you say you're not going to walk away. You're not going to, abandon ship or, say, oh, I can't do this, God. What did you do? And the fact that you even have your grandmother who, even on her deathbed, never asked God why, just kept going. I know you will, as a woman of God, as a mother, as a fiance who will be a wife, and now as a owner of your own company, you will inspire and have this such inspiration for other females who sometimes believe, oh, I can't do it, I'm too young, or maybe I don't have enough experience, or I don't have enough financial backing, that they now could turn to somebody. They could be like, oh, well, I heard Coreen A Simpson talk, and I know I can do it. And to me, being, having rated S for Superwoman, and being such a company that wants to inspire other females and want to hear female stories where they are doing something to make a difference. You are a story. You will be someone's inspiration one day, and that is what's impacting and wonderful to hear. And it's great that I have gotten this opportunity to do an interview with you and hear your story and hear what you're about and know why you name your company and why you walk by faith and who are you and what everything that you're about to inspire to do from long term. You're not about the money. You're really about helping people, and that is what is so influential and so inspiring. It's something that's sometimes lacking in our generation, where you look beyond the dollar signs and you look just to see a person for who they are and be like, I want to help you. And that is such a rare, that's a dime in a ruffle. Like, that is so rare. Like a pearl. It's like you're a pearl right now. Like, it's something you want, but you can't find it so easily. But when you do, you're like, yes, I found someone who's genuinely there to help me, and they're not trying to be conniving. And that is why talking to you and hearing your story has just been so wonderful. And, being my first person I'm doing a live interview with is just a great, way to hear it and hear your story and everything you're about. So is there anything else you would want to say?
Well, the only thing I have to say is I want to speak out to Hello?
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I think the phone cut off.
Oh.
What I want to say to your readers out there is that, like, naysayers, people that say things to you about whatever you're passionate or dream about, usually means you're doing the right thing. So when I have any of those things, I feel like, yes, I did it already. Like, it's already here. Like, the success is here, and I'm good. Like, you're good. Once you have that, especially when it's God calling you to do something, half the time people are never going to understand what he's calling you to do, and they're going to speak about it, even the ones that have the same faith as you. So that's all I want to say. And thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on, talking to me and being part of, Miss K and being part of Rated S for Superwoman, RS4S. And it's just very wonderful, and I'm so great that you were my first live interview, someone I talked to, and where people can hear your voice and hear your story and understand exactly what you're about. So thank you so much, Coreen A Simpson, for being on my show. Thank you so much. I can't wait for people to hear you, and I can't wait for your company to start August 1st, 2014. And I can't wait for your website to be officially up and running. And once that is, I will update and let everyone on my site know exactly where they could go to find out more information about you. And I just want to say have a wonderful evening, and thank you for calling in for the interview.
All right, thank you so much, Miss Kay. Have a wonderful night.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.